Ah, yes, but it is strange. You seem cloaked in shadow, hidden from my gaze. Ah, it is you, Shade. We are far from the woods of Dalentarth. I see you are eager to serve your guide. Yes, and come far from Starcamp. Mooncamp is a home to true travelers, faithful and talented. I have seen the items which you must steal. The Chalice of Forced Vintage from the lower city, and the Signet Ring of Wyvern Gift from the upper city. And lastly, you must steal the Cowl of the Maiden from the Temple of Lyria. These treasures are my blessing to this camp. The Chalice of Forced Vintage is said to take any liquid poured into it and transform it into fine wine. It is currently in possession of a peddler named Weinrich in Rathir's Seafoam Tavern. Relieve it of him. It is the signet ring of the Wyvern Gifts, one of the great houses of Rathir. The Patriarch Ebsel is a social man. You will have to take the ring from him away from prying eyes. The Cowl of the Maiden is a ceremonial cowl belonging to the Temple of Lyria. It is only worn on solemn occasions of the lunar eclipse. I fear that you are not its only predator. Mayor Ganon seeks the cowl as well. You are not the only thief that is pursuing the Cowl of the Maiden. The calamities of Irian's and Mare's relationships are not unknown to me. Resolve them and you may have an easier time.
You've been to the Hollow? Did you find the Paling Wand? 1,000 blessings on your head. Look, Arik, the Paling Wand. Just as your grandfather spoke of it. You've given us hope when we needed it most. We have little to offer but these herbs. Take them, and bless you. I, for one, will take great joy in wishing her sour face a blessed day every time we meet. The Paling Wand will let us make a farm of this abandoned waste. Not without sweat and toil, mind you, but make it all the same. So long.
Where would we be without the priestess Amalur?
No, how could I tell Arik?
The Fae is a creature of utmost evil, an enemy of all that is good.
You should not have given those wretches the wand. Now they will cling to that ruined farm. Yes, sadly. We can't figure out who, but everyone agrees. What other god or goddess holds magic, mystery, and fate in her hands? None.
Die, Tuatha! I appreciate the help, but my work here isn't done. Unless you're going deeper into Verki, I'll take my leave. We were out looking for supplies. Came home to find Tuatha attacking the village. We drove off the first group, but they just kept coming. The survivors scattered. I left to find where the Tuatha had come from. Most of this place fell in the war, but it appears the lower levels were mostly unharmed. Lucky for us. What did my father say of me? I can look after myself. I'm not going back until the work is... They're coming in through the water gates in the depths of this place. They must have found them. That's the... We see Tuatha crawling out of here every time we pass. As for the gates, I remember them from when I was a child, before the Tuatha came. Unexpected, but thank you. With you here, we just might make it. After 10 years, we thought we could rebuild. I led them here, and here they died. The idea was mine, as is the blame. I should have sent word, but I wanted to give him good news from Cole. But
But they never did. And it's my fault that the refugees were lost. Those of us who could defend ourselves went out to find supply. Tuatha picked us off, one by one. Are we going?
Tirnock desires your death.
Fight well enough?
You're not wasted.
Come on. At the bottom, of course. They were used to let boats... Are we going? More Tuatha!
Feed the dirt, Justin. Flash. Die, dustling!
There's the lever to the gate. Throw it.
It's part of the cycle.
There's the lever to the gate. Throw it.
Here, Knox.
gate lever. There!
You're telling. Here.
They can't get in this way anymore. Let's go. It's finished. Return with me. Are we going?
Get a load of this.
What's your business here?
won't let them back on our...
I will never forget what you have done for me, and Anella. No thanks could ever be enough, but please, accept this humble reward. Not a bird to be caged, I'm afraid. Still, I hope her time on the Tawili coast has opened her eyes to the realities of the world. Just an old merchant with his share of grief, but his share of fortune, too. I have a home here in Tyrion's Rest, and my daughter by my side. I, too, dream of seeing Culm rebuilt, but I fear it will be years past this war's end before such a thing could be. This is my adopted home. The people have been good to me here. But there is no use talking to them of certain things. I gave up trying long ago.
Well then, what'll it be? She'll make a fine trader, once she's got that wanderlust out of her blood. Common of the youth, don't you think? It's good to have Aethie off with his heart and head back in the business. And of course, Anella home as well. The priestess is quite a boon to our community. I don't know if we'd be so prosperous without her guidance. Good day, then.
Yes?
What are you doing here? I'm just here for a midnight prayer. Ah, what's the use? You've caught me. Yes, I was stealing from the till. It's not as if those doomed sods off in Cluricon need this gold. Not half as much as where I'm putting it. Not into drink, if that's what you're thinking. There's some wretches off in Forsaken Plain. They don't know it's me. Nobody does. But I leave gold for them when I can down by Snowmelt. Bloody least I can do. No? Well, it's good to see someone who's got a heart. If they knew it was for Forsaken Plains refugees, they'd toss me in jail. There's Tyrion's rest for you. Goodbye, then. Well...
Who goes there? You! What do you think you're doing here? State your business or leave. I imagine it's a fine enough village, if you don't mind some going on about Lyria, and you're not a refugee. Not much I can tell you about the good priestess. For one, I'm not sure she can't hear us, even now. Her power covers this town, and she coddles it like a newborn child. Smothers it, sometimes, if you ask me. I'm paid to guard this cove, and that's what I do. No one enters, no one leaves. None but the good priestess, or old white Nil. It's what we've got for a prison here. Common cells off that way. They don't get much use. Hardly none at all. Then there's, well... there's what lies beyond this door, which is neither for you nor I to go poking about in. He's the priestess's old watchdog, that's what he is, and my commander. She says bark, he barks, bite, he bites. He keeps me and the militia orderly, and sits on his bench, that's all. You? Go in there? Huh. No, not allowed. Not on your life. Yes, that would be quite a shame, wouldn't it? Why don't you go on through, and not mention this to, anyone? Right then?
You are not Nil the White, nor the priestess. Have you come to laugh, or to beg me for oracles? It was he and the priestess who put me here. He returns from time to sputter and gloat with his scarred thoughts. They brought me here to know the future, wanting riches, wanting luck. When I could give them none of those things, they spat and called me Tuatha and left. She saps the power from my limbs and uses it for her own. She is as the cypress, standing tall in a calm, yet bending in the slightest breeze. Nothing at all. I sit in reverie. I cannot stretch beyond the confines of this circle. Because the priestess Anil the White put me here, and I cannot leave. It is a prison of powerful magic, the magic of the children of dust, magic that is strange to me. Yes, more than anything. But as you see, I cannot. There is the gate, which Nil the White can unlock with his key. And there is the circle, my true prison, which can be broken by words only the priestess herself knows. Is that why you have come? You'll need Nil's key, the magic words of the priest.
Guards! Guards!
You there! Halt! Don't let me...
I have heard from Graham how you aided those vagrants. However, all that comes to pass is within Lyria's plan. Time and faith will reveal her vision. I am sure I don't know what you are speaking of. Do what? Are you accusing a daughter of Lyria of... Do you know who I am? If you persist in speaking nonsense, I will ask you to leave Tyrann's Rest. I have nothing more to say to you. You are forgiven, as it is Lyria's... You, there. See that a guard keeps watch within my sanctuary.
This is the sanctuary, where we worship and where our priestess lay. We pray to the goddess Lyria. When war raged in Erethel,
Refugees aren't welcome.
I had my foibles in my youth, but I'm a pious man now. A pillar, you might say.
I see. It's not pretty, but it had to be done. If you'd seen all that I have, those creatures are a menace. All Fae are the same. They look harmless enough, but what they are is a threat to all Alfar. You're headed to Chloricon, then? And you wish to see what you're up against? This one is the summer variety, but it is no less dangerous. Take this key and try to...
Well?
I hope you're proud of what you've done.
The gate swings open, but I am no freer than I was. Can you break this circle?
I'd like to know just what you've been doing in there. On second thought, no. Go in there and see for your damn self. I won't stop.
No crime troubles this pious village. Wouldn't like to see that change now, would we?
Long as you're not a refugee or a damn welcome here.
Can I help you?
You there.
return. Benevolent child of dust, accept this gift. Find me among hill and dale. If you are hurt, I will heal you. First, I must leave this cave a little while, mortal, and renew myself with the land. I have not yet made up my mind what turn of seasons are due to him. I do not think they will be mild. The spell is cut like the tree's deep root. What powers she took from me have ceased to flow.
Selling any clothes?
Salutations.
Need to do any trade? I have some items for sale, or I can buy if you're looking. Again. Would you care to sell? Sorry, I mean buy. Would you come again?
Selling any clothes?
Hello, stranger. Fancy you.
I'll make it back to the front eventually.
Now, if you'll attend here, these are the papers.
All right, all right. Just how must this be done?
Heard rumors of the duel. The dragon.
Watch me. The last warship sailed yesterday.
Barani men have such rude eyes.
Well, who can I say? You look capable. Stern in the brow, proud of bearing. You are just what we need to deliver these notices. You'll do it, won't you? You've got to do better than the last fellow. There's pay. It's for the war effort. We're in Rathir. This is the war effort. How do you think we get it? You've got to be organized and everyone's got to pitch in. I'm the chief of recruitment and don't think I've got time to go around handing out notices. Those notices are only the beginning. Went and broke his little leg. Oh, Lunala's tears. Hasn't notices of duty to denizens of Rathir. So I'll give you a list of names and you get each of them to accept their card. Easy as that. Well, what do you say? What I need are boots on the ground. I shouldn't say this, but if anyone can't or won't accept the notice, find someone else. Or take these cards, deliver them to Runir Westnon, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Afendel, and Varen Seawine. Almain? All can be found in Rathir, and I can be found in the officers' hall on the burn when you're finished. You can't fight a war without soldiers. True, citizens of Rathir are selected on... well, the process is secret. Even I don't know how. They're selected, a notice is sent, and they serve. Now, be on your way.
10 years. This siege has gone on too long.
Please, find Selny. Tell her we betrayed.
Well, who can I... You'll do it, won't you? No, I'll give you a list of names, and I shouldn't say this, but all can be found in Rathir. Went and broke his little leg. Citizens of Rathir are selected. I'm the chief of recruitment, and you've got to be... Now, be on your way.
Ah! Help! Please, find Selny. Tell her we betrayed. The lower tunnels. Go. Tell Selny. No one else. Betrayed.
The men of this city don't... Heard rumors of a duel? A drunkard and a heap.
That garden in the temple?
Spire-top. It's always nice.
Docked in Rathir today. A drink.
The men of this city don't spit, they don't stare.
Sorry, can't talk. Got pirates to hunt. I captained my first ship when I was no bigger than my papa's knee, and promptly crashed it into the dock, sinking 3 vessels with one. It was then that I knew my destiny. From that day forward, I spent my life on the water. 20 ships in 20 years. It must be some kind of record. He's as elusive as a north wind, a phantom with a skull for a face and fins for feet. Every sailor yearns for the chance to face dead Kel. He and his hangmen go where they please, masters of the frostbreak. In my experience, islands are places you visit in order to escape torment and certain death. The Gallows End is one destination I will avoid on future voyages. Unless I crash there, of course.
Port today. Seat docked in Rathir today. A drink, some cheer, a hot meal, then on the waves tomorrow.
Well, I grew up listening to the first Scion's tales of Akara's love for us, of his promise to keep us safe and provide for us. Nothing but stories. Akara cares nothing for the people on this island. If he did, why didn't he save my mother? He has lorded over this island for as long as I can remember. Luckily, he left us alone most of the time. I'll never be I was born on this island, raised to believe that the outside world held nothing for me. It was all lies. Goodbye.
Well,
goodbye.
Stay... the men of this city don't spit, they don't...
Docked in Rathir today. A drink. Some cheer.
Docked in Rathir today.
Drink, some cheer.
Hello, mate. You're not from the Scholia Arcana, are you? If they don't want my... If you're not one of them, well, you're welcome to join me. I'm enjoying the ale and cheer and no bloody spells or mystery. Those cowards dismissed me. Afraid of me. Afraid of how difficult it'd be to train me. One thing I've learned. The ladies here are like the Spire. Breathtakingly beautiful and completely unassailable. Especially to a failure like me. What is this? Ah, it was only a matter of time before the army found me out. Just my luck. This calls for another drink. I'll have to pack my things. Ah, Alison. How do I tell my sister? Army wages can pay for Alison now, but I'm leaving her. I'll send money. I hope she doesn't end up in the Wending. Let them sleep in their lofty towers. I'm headed for a real life, not sitting in front of books all day and being condescended to. Rove, another ale. Make that 2.
Try and get fresh now, and you'll be shown the door.
Get this. I wake up yesterday morning with the worst headache, no shirt, and a note that I'm fighting a duel. Me? Fighting a duel? Don't know how I got into it, but it's all rot unless I can find a second. Proud son of Forested traders, my name is gold in every watering hole and board house in Rathir, and, well, I'm not really allowed out of Rathir. I swear I don't remember a thing. Apparently, I challenged Dalton Ames, the war hero, over the honor of my sister. I do seem to remember him and his bulky arms sitting smugly in the sea foam, taunting me. Surely you've heard of him. Back from Cluricon, and everyone's talking about his exploits on the battlefield. They used to talk about my exploits with society daughters, but... You can't fight a duel without one. Now, you might be thinking, a popular fellow like Waylon, what trouble could he have finding a second? Well, turns out my friends are all drunken cowards. Look, you seem tough enough. Be my second, and I'll make it worth your while. Thank Lupoku. There is something else I should mention. There is no way in all Amalur I'll win this fight, so I've devised a plan. Before you go to Dalton, that's my opponent, find Gelfine in the Wending and ask for some rows of shadows. She'll know what you mean. Then go to the officers' hall in the burn and, on the sly, put some on Dalton's sword point when you inspect it. All in good time, my friend. All in good time. After you've got the rows of shadows from Gelfine in the Wending, you've got to talk to Dalton in the officers' hall. Tell him I'm ready. He'll show you his dueling sword. Dab a bit of the rows of shadows on it, then come back to me. The way I see it, I'm doomed to end up in Mel Senshir, and I'd rather... I want some freedom, and you're going to help me, right? Now, time for my part in this business.
A moment, love. I'll be right with you.
You must be here about the notice. How do I know? Simple. Must be because I reek of desperation, of one sending young souls off to certain doom. I have served the Alfar Merchant Navy since my youth, when I began my career as a deckhand on the good ship Steadfast. He is the scourge of the Frostbreak Sea, a terror who seems intent on sinking every ship we sail from Rathir or elsewhere. If only he'd stayed dead. It's the fierce, icy ocean north of the plains of Erethel, a busy place of trade and transport, and the occasional treachery. It is the hideaway of Dead Kell and his crew. The legends speak of it as a damned isle, a horrible scar on the face of the world. To be quite honest, no one is sure of its true location. Well, once you hear the details, we of the Alfar Merchant Navy wish to hire a representative to track and kill the notorious pirate Dead Kell and his crew of murderous hanged men. They had many names for him during the Middle Kingdoms era. Ghost of the Frostbreak, the Blood-Red Sail. Every captain and swab on the Frostbreak Sea feared for their lives when Kell raised his flag. Many widows were made in those days, my friend. Of course, that was centuries ago, before he was killed. Oh yes, the Alfar Navy put an end to Dead Kell generations ago. They tracked him to his island hideaway and turned his ship to tinder. There were no survivors. Now you understand our predicament. Our shipping and transport lanes are a gauntlet. Dead Kell preys on our ships like scabs feast on the dying. We are helpless against him. We're losing 1 in 5 vessels departing from Rathir. Good sailors gone, vital supplies sent to the depths. This must end now.
You will? Truly? I must admit I did not anticipate this development. Here is your payment. It is made in good faith. Once you've made your preparations, report to Captain Rast Bratigan in the Keys. She will be your escort. Rast is a good and loyal companion and a competent sailor, despite what they say. May Lyria protect you, and may her breath ever be at your back. Good luck. She is the only captain willing to pursue dead Kell into the mists of the Frostbreak Sea. Perhaps it is her courage, her skill, her determination. Oh, that's not it. Rast is a good woman, but unaware of her own faults, of which there are many. They don't call her the worst sailor alive for nothing. She perches along the pier like a seabird, never venturing far from her ship. Nothing causes a captain and crew more grief than those little blue beasts. They're not native to this region, but they stow away in the shadowy holes of ships sailing up from the north. They are Dead Kell's legendary crew, a trio of villains. But I won't tell you any more. No, you don't need anything else to stoke your worry. Trust Rast.
Well, hello there, stranger. I don't own the place, but I know the drink is good. After all, isn't it a grand thing? I'll be the richest wine merchant in Rathir. I've been a wine merchant for several years, sailing up and down the coast, but I don't need to do that anymore, now that I've got the chalice. The city has seen better times, and it's been frantic here ever since the war touched down into Willy. But I love it all the same. Back again? Glad to help. I was wondering when word would get out that I had the bauble. Just recently came to it. But I'm afraid I can't give it over, stranger. It's not for sale.
Stay dry, Captain.
Lyria, light your way.
my troops.
Move along.
34 and 30. Not a go.
Students of magic, masters of spells. Curios, clasps, staves, and robes, all of the highest. A pleasure, I assure you. Those rare and potent marvels unavailable within their compound. Magic's mistress and goddess of fate, which is not but magic's deepest weave, after all. Lyria's city. Magic runs through its veins, echoes in its courts and byways. To be honest, I never actually passed the initiation trials. An oversight. So long.
Oh, there's no use. I've lost the keys. Now Gouache may'll have my head if I can't think up something fast. Say, you're not good with locks, are you? Would you help a poor fellow who's down on his luck? Well, he's a good enough master, all in all. Sees to it I earn every coin of my wages, though. Yes, as in, no need for keys. Ace with a lockpick. Gouache wants an old red ledger from the storeroom in the... Oh, I'm afraid they're lost for good. But it's just as likely I'd drop them in Bracken Bay after I'd had an ale or three. The chest it's in, that is, yes. Oh, now don't worry, nothing in the storeroom's seen the light of day in years. No one will mind if you pick a few locks before you find it. With all these people walking around, you'd figure someone would help me after I lost my keys. Gets these ideas into his head. Needs this old thing, needs that new thing. Something to do with a deal he is or isn't striking with that Carasta trade. Oh, the things they say about that Lanshi. That she talked a Jotun out of his own hammer once.
Back to sea.
Hello, mate.
Guards! Guards!
The breeze is nice, eh? Strong winds lately.
Hello, mate.
I say, don't ruin it.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Oh, say, you're not... Yes, as... Oh, but it's just as likely Oh, now don't worry, nothing in the store. The Chamber of Trade's on the way. Well, he's a good enough master, all in all. With all these people, something to do with a deal. He is... Me, Gwalchmay calls me lad whenever he wants me. And the others call me hardly anything at all. Just fetch this and lift that. Oh, the things they say about that Lanshi. That she talked a Jotun out of his own hammer once. And another time sold some Varani fool his own silk for twice as much, after cutting it to ribbons and winding it on spools. Chamber of Trade basement. Just head toward the keys.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
This is the Sagecraft. If you want general goods, you should speak to Master Gwalchmay. Over there. Oh, he's been very good to me. I knew my gems were good, but they wouldn't seem to sell in a market. Goodbye.
Greetings. You have come to Gwalchmay's goods, provisioner to all Rathir. The great families of Rathir, of course, as rich in power as in gold. Visit the upper city and see them yourself. Humble servant to great house, sparrow and soldier alike. Women and men in want of things make their way to Gwalchmay's goods. I could tell you a thing or two about this city. Did you know, for instance, that Faldra Nefari ate the 5th memorial stone? Cast a spell and ate it. I could say a thing or two about Wyvern Gif as well, if I didn't fear the consequence. The Wyverns had a claim of their own, mind you, but their marriage to Gif, a scandal. I know the truth of it, but I'm not at liberty to say. Yes, what about him? I sent him on an errand and I'm still waiting. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage once, up Spire Top. Then a spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him, it did. The first 4 are easy enough to find about the city. But the 5th, few know the truth of it. They are the rag pickers and dust grubbers of the city. Mind you, I don't let them in the front door. Appearances, not to mention odor. Very good, then.
So much to choose from. I just can't decide.
Is there anything that can't be found here?
Look with your eyes, buy with your hands.
That would do quite nicely.
I'll sell you weapons, but if it's armor you need, you'll have to speak to that husband of mine. Him? Pff, if you've any love of life. Don't talk to him. Farewell.
Sif Seder at your service. Don't mind the racket. Just my wife, that harpy across the way. Proud is right, and why not? Fitted most of the Alfar army. No frills, no finery. Just good, hard steel. First and greatest mistake I ever made. Only thing sharper than her wares is the tongue in her mouth. So long.
Got anything in need of mending? I can do it. Some days I think it's all a jest, and they're like a pair of lovebirds when I'm gone. Others, that there will be bloody murder by noon.
You there! Halt! Don't let me catch.
Guards! Guards! You there! Halt! Don't let me...
The watch sees all in Rathir.
Guards! Guards! You there! Halt! Don't let me...
You there! Halt! Don't let me catch you make... Guards! Guards! You there! Halt! Don't let...
The city watch never rests.
Yes, yes, that helm will serve you.
Guards! Guards!
You there! Halt! Don't let... City watch! Be on your way!
Stay dry, Captain. Guards! Guard!
Hey, you there! Halt! Don't let...
Citizen.
All your papers in order, then? Well, you'll need those to move your cargo. Say, you're not a all trade in and out of Rathir must pass through customs. And Lyria's tears, how much trade there is! We're buried in it. There's a form for port of entry, 3 for the unloading of cargo, and 4 for loading a ship. And then the various writs of trade. Oh, so many forms. They just keep piling up. Then I get them muddled and Augusta scolds me, and I end up at the sea foam. When an island is not an island. More crates of goods, soldiers' feet, and majors' robes cross this jut of rock than any other in the Feylands. Where they come from, I don't know, but they come on boats in all seasons and with goods from all of Amalur. Step outside and turn northwest. Those docks are open to merchants, which means, by and large, Varani. Why, the tavern around the corner. Always good cheer there. And never so many papers and crates as in the customs. Can't miss her. She's the gnome right over there, shouting and making tallies from dawn until dusk. Lyria, where did I put the second form again?
Feels docked in Rathir today. A drink, some cheer.
Docked in Rathir today.
These Alfar women, bewitching is what they are. Guards! Guards!
You there! Halt! Don't...
Feels good to have my feet on land.
Up you go. Don't stop. Keep at it.
Anything? They say old Arbogast, who lives by the quay.
Docked in Rathia today. A drink, some cheer, a hot meal.
10 years. This siege has gone on too long.
Guards! Guards! You there! Halt! Don't...
This is the City Watch.
Mind your step.
You there, my lovely. I like the look of you. I have gold to slip in your purse in return for a small favor. Oh, now, don't sound so suspicious. I need some help in a matter of business. Tell me, do you... I am trying to strike a deal with that willful man, and I think I have found just the thing. Only, I cannot be the one to do it. The man who owns the goods store in the Prairie, he's got his thumb on nearly all the trade in this city. I can't sell anything without his good word. I have already tried to negotiate with him. He proved hard, stubborn, and unpliable. I was hoping a new face and a new approach might cause it. How very astute of you. This right here happens to be a bottle of Maybrick. Here's the contract for him to sign. The better a deal you strike, the sweeter I will make your... More than the bottle I gave you? Very good. If you can use that to strike a better deal. Me? You wish to know about me? I'm flattered. If I were to approach him, he'd dig his heels in. But a fresh face such as yours, the sea wreaths her, old stone lifts her high, gold and magic pulse through her veins. In the city of Rathia, a soft whisper in a dark corner unlocks many doors. Be good, my lovely.
Damn this siege.
A few days and I'll be...
The ships are all moored
You
up
won't
until
last
Eel
long.
and Carth says otherwise.
The healers in the office.
Curios, talismans, items.
Greetings. All manner of goods can be found at Gwalchmay's Goods. Mabrin wine? Wherever did you find it? Forgive me, it's just they're devilish hard to find. You likely had no idea, but there's not a wine in the world I love more. In fact, I think I'll uncork this now and have a sip. Or two. Another? I could cry just to look at it. Best to drink it now. Yes, best thing for it. The more you drink, the better it goes down. Rotten-smelling stinkers, they are. But how they love the scraps. Now there's Anwan and Wyvern Gif. The old oak and the greenweed, some say. Not I. The coin of one's as good as the other. Friend to any soul with such distinguished taste in wine. To you, friend. A Mayburn? Oh, yes, very much. Excellent vintage. My warmest thanks. What's this? Trade agreement, eh? It's yours. Why, I'll give it to you for a song. That will get Carasta's goat. Ah ha ha ha! Oh, an old crafty trader you are. It's a song, but for you, here's a sweeter one. There you go. A remarkable woman, there's no denying. But you be wary. Those eyes of hers make promises. Promise things she'll never give.
That's 5 gold over market. Over common sense.
The contract? You have it. Let me see. This is... I don't believe my eyes. Did he agree to this? Oh, my lovely, you have done well. This will be very profitable for me, and so it should be for you. Don't let the old dog fool you. But like any old dog, his tail will wag for just the right treat. For now, then.
The burn's for army use, not civilian.
Back again? Glad to help.
34 and 30. Not a gold piece more.
Trinkets, sweets.
Trading's done in the Prairie. Fine.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
The ledger! Oh, Lunala's smile, you've done me a good turn. Master Gwalchmay'll be pleased as a fat Jotun when I bring him this, he will.
Guards! Guards!
You there! Halt! Don't...
Welcome, friend, to the Luminary Leaf, bookseller extraordinaire. I cannot ascend the steps of the spire without thinking on the first lines of The Fall of Dwinian, nor espy the Wending and not recall Stone Shadows. Rathir is a city of letters. I dare anyone to say otherwise. Nearly any book you can imagine can be found here, though, I must confess, we are not as well supplied in Gnomish texts as I would like. The ancient steps of our founder and prophet are dear to any, but mine shall always stir to the brave tales of the war-sworn of old, pitting steel and valor against chaos itself. In truth, I once thought I might be a poet, but it seems in the end I am more shepherd than ram to my flock of tomes. Ah, you see? My metaphors always run amok somehow. Now, while many books can be found only within Scholia Arcana walls, others can only be found without. Gnomish texts, magical controversies. Pelewin tugs at the heartstrings. Medara's mists at dawn takes my breath away. If you seek something a bit more rough and lively, the Varani Kesseniki or Sea Chance might be worth a read. Fare thee well.
10 years this siege has gone on.
Guards! Guards! You there! Halt! Don't...
Good day. Forsted of Forsted traders. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Give word that Waylon be put on the Raven's wing. That is all. And I will see you recompensed. He has always been like this. Reckless. He takes after his father. What that boy needs is time in the army. Good day.
So many of our young men and women.
Anything, everything is bought and sold in the Praderi market.
Mind your step. Guards! Guards! You there, halt! Don't... The watch sees all in Rathir.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Hands off! You there! Halt! Don't let...
Welcome to the Wending, mate. I'm sorry it's come to that, but here we are, eh? Where you go when you can't find gold for a Praderi garret or a bunk in the Keys, nor get work in a servant's quarters up... If you're able, you sleep in a ramshackle house. If you can't, you sleep in the tunnels among the mice and candles and rags. Make no mistake, for the likes of me, it's warm and welcome. Gelfine buys and sells what you please. Kest deals the cards, sparrows come and go. And the watch come through seldom to never, which is how we like it. What's this, eh? Time to serve? Well, I always knew it might come. Not sure what they want with a poor Runir Westerner like me, but I'll go. I'll go. Rathir. Some say it runs near as deep as it runs high. What I do know is the spire top's full of light and magic and wealth. Down here, shadows and rags and one daft old mage named Faldron Afari. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage once, up spire top, and a spell went wrong.
I'm orphaned.
That man nurse says Lyria's no...
Oh, thought you were the watch.
Fancy they sent my sister off to war. Gave her leather to wear a bit.
Well, a topsider. Need something Gwalchmai's not got? Buy something, sell something. It doesn't matter where you got it from. What? Don't look at me like that. I don't like to be looked at. You go and wrinkle your nose at our caves and our tatters. At least I'm Rathiri, and no rotten outsider. I don't mind where you got anything. I don't ask. And don't you go minding where these came from. By Lyria, don't say it so loud. Someone could hear. All right, it's yours, if you can pay the price. Remember, I never saw this. Or you. You got what you came for. Now go! Buy something? Sell something.
Wow, you're fearsome.
Careful, it's slippery.
Here to gamble. Aaron Kest's right there. He'll deal you a hand. Me? I'm a nobody. Just a man who loves the dark and sleeping in a cave. And cards. Runs a good game of cards. Give it a try. He's a friend. Been a friend to me. Get back! I won't go, not there. I prefer living to dying, thank you all the same. Well, there's that. Hadn't thought of that. Might be nice. Cook's work or quartermaster's. I'm a fine cook, you know. Well, I'll miss the place. But I suppose there's Dark and Rocks and Cluricon. And soldiers play at cards now, don't they? I feared nothing more than those notices. But fear's worse than the thing itself. Strange, isn't it?
Better the Wending than Cluricon, I always say.
Oh, I thought you were the watch.
I speak the truth. You may listen, or go on in ignorance. She's the goddess of the strong, the fortunate, the magic blessed. She's no goddess of ours. This city is not our city. We are the mice beneath its floors.
So Raff is dead too, then? Oh, Lunala, will the sparrows be murdered one by one? It began when Faro went missing. Then we found Syl's corpse in the alley. Then Shiren's. Now Raff. We are helpless. We know nothing, can do nothing. He was our best climber. Knew the gutters and spire side as well as the gulls. And now he too is gone. Rag pickers, urchins, scamps. Call us what you like. We too have a place, and it is here. Rag pickers, urchins. I look after my little birds, speak for them, and see to the finding and picking through all of what Rathir discards. All that Rathir does not need or want. The gold chain broken, the tailor's scraps, old ship casks. We bring it here. We sort and mend and sell it new for... Rathir is like a great stone tree with mages in its boughs. We sparrows nestle in its roots, as loved by Lyria as any other. Betrayed? We have traded more than rags with some, up above and here below. But who among them would hunt us down and murder us? This is too much for us. I beg you, go to the City Watch. See if there is anything they know, anything they can do to help us. None that would hunt us down and kill us. Not within Rathir. I am sure of that much. If they know nothing and cannot help us, then no one can. And you think even the Watch cannot be trusted? That is nearly unthinkable. It's still... Go there then, and see what you can learn first by looking around. The Watch knows much and records what it knows. But if all else fails, speak to Captain Talabor. Above the tunnels, if you can't learn anything on your own. Join me, sparrows. Let us mourn our brother departed.
The daggers are rusty.
A moment, love. I'll be right with you.
City Watch.
34 and 30. Not a gold piece more.
This is the City Watch.
Citizen. Stand aside. mighty watch. Beyond your...
Sparrow sent a hound out to the piers, and of course, now we're right where he wants the both of us, you and I. You think I'd just waltz back into Rathir like that? No, he lured me here to take the blame for the murders. That's what he did. Why, the captain of the watch, the one that's been snuffing out those sparrows. He likely sent you here himself. Got you out of the way so he could go and slaughter the last of them, leisure-like. Clever bastard he is. Read the writing on the wall, mate. And if you weren't such a fool, you'd have left those sorry rag pickers to die in peace. Oh, I'd spit on their sorry graves for what they've done to me. But not enough to show our faces in Rathir. We're not that mad. Oh, ho, ho. Now you see, that I cannot allow. Talibor is going to pin the murders on one of us, and it'll be the one who's dead. And that would be you. You're not going anywhere.
You're going.
The army keeps lording the...
Sparrow send a hound out. You think I'd just waltz? Why, got you out of the way so he could go and slaughter the last of them. Read the writing on the wall? Oh, I'd spit on their sorry graves for what they've done to me. But not enough to... Oh, and that... You're not going anywhere.
What can I get you, love?
Lot of miserable rag pickers. Let all I... You're the one. Do you know what you've done? A decoy, really. Arranged long before you got into this. I needed someone to blame. What? And you didn't murder Dunn? We've all got blood on our hands. We all protect our hides when we must. I couldn't have this waif and her lot telling what they'd found. Which is why it's so good that you came. I'll blame their murder on you.
Daggers are rusty, but...
It's been safe down here so far. Tomorrow.
He is dead. It is over now, thanks to you. And to think I only learned the cause of all this nightmare moments before he arrived. I was done with waiting. I had to do something, so I did what I know. I began sorting the piles of salvage, and that's when I found the cause. To hide his crimes, he was selling prisoners as slaves, smuggling them out to merchant One of the boats wrecked and sank beneath the quays. That boat held slaves and gold, and had Talabor's name all over it. Before he could clear the wreckage, we took our pickings. We had his secret. He was willing to kill to save his name. As long as one other sparrow survives, I will be there to help keep this nest and shelter.
Trading's done in the Frederi.
A drink? A plate of roast?
Please, I'm only a soldier back from Cluricon. Don't kneel, and I'm afraid I don't do blessings. Me? They call me a war hero. Haven't you heard the songs? It was only 5 Bulgan, and I had a rusty knife. Huh, I don't see what all the fuss is about. As you know, until the siege ends, it's a lot of sitting around and brief skirmishes. Can't wait for a real fight. I tell you, we need a place like this in Cluricon. Sure, there are places to drink and gamble, but nothing with class. He's as vile as his sister's delectable. I don't know how word got round to him, though. I thought I was discreet. Well, here for the formalities, then. My sword is in the back. She's new, the real beauty. Go on and inspect it. I'm sure you'll find it right in the next room on the wall. Won her off a Varani chap. Mind you, don't grasp the hilt. They say it's bad luck. You've inspected the sword? Good. And I will see you on the dueling ground, second. Must say, will you go off to that lout and tell him we're ready?
So busy these days.
A few days and I'll be...
The ships are all
The
moored up
Tuatha
until
are
Ewan
relentless.
Pass says otherwise.
The burn's for army use, not for...
Students of magic, masters of spells.
Lyria, light your way.
Keep the peace.
The breeze is nice, eh?
A drink? Plate of roast?
Well, you're not the only one who's been busy. I've called in every last favor in my book. Now there's only one last thing for after the duel. I have it all worked out. With your help, I'll be free of Rathir, free of the war, free as a lark. I need to prepare for the duel, and I can't be seen near the docks. I need you to find Jabir there and give him the name of the ship I chartered, the Maid of Fortune. That's where I escape once everyone thinks I'm dead. A very mild poison. Don't ask how I know or why Gelfine sells it. You appear dead for the length of a day, then you wake with a... The Rose of Shadows will very quickly make me seem dead to that warrior oaf. From shipping crate to Maid of Fortune's hold, from there, the high seas and beyond. No Rathir, no war, not a care. Ah, so you've met my mother. Any scheme for fun I have, a simple thing, really. Find Jabir on the docks. When you're done, meet me at the dueling
The
ground.
innkeep can help you with a room.
Wait, you've been talking to my son. What is he up to? I already know about this foolish duel. There's something else, isn't there? Wayland's mother, mistress of worsted traders. Not a woman to stand by and watch her son stumble out of the frying pan and into the fire. With a son like Wayland, you learn quickly. And in the end, this is all my fault. I should never have breathed a word to... So that's it. I should have known. Disgrace. Go on as you were, but give him the name of Ravenswing instead. I'll ship him right to Chloricon. A good shaking up, that's what he needs. When it's done, find me... In search of a game of hexes.
Wayland sent you? What's the word? This is a devilish curious business, and I don't mind saying so. A friend, you might say. I've been called other words, but don't you mind that. So it's to be the Maid of Fortune, then. Aye, I know her. Well and good, then. Oh, and when you're done, return here. A friend of our friend, you might say. I've raised a glass or three with... I know that ship. Know the captain, too. Sturdy man. You wish him luck for me. Make sure he's got the handle towards him and the point out the other way. Aye, if you'll go and second his duel. That's the bargain, ain't it? Good day then, Dove, and good luck with it.
Good day to you.
No, I not believe it.
Good, you're here.
What have I done? Lyria, this is awful. How the blazes did I kill him? This was a duel to first blood. I can't stay in Rathir. This will get out. I was a hero here. All those fine dinners, the adoring girls. They'll hear of this. I'll be a monster to them now. That's where I'm headed after this mess. Dead? How is he dead? I hit him once.
No, I'm not
Feels
believing
good
it.
to have my feet on.
Wayland said you were to have this when all was done. Well, all is done. Now what hasn't old Jaber done and been? Traveller in my youth, Captain, and that's the truth of it. Did my part in Cluricon, but those days too are behind me. A stranger land you'll never see. It's not lush and peaceful like here. It's dark and overgrown. But even then you could see the wounds of war upon the lands. I was a ragged urchin then picking pockets. Took me in when I tried to empty one of theirs. They taught dancing with fey folk by moonlight, making Almain maidens blush. Oh, wandering days. Ha ha. Well, Captain, some tales are best untold, don't you think? Still, a blush and a kiss may be the sweetest things in Amalur. By the look of you, you've stretched your legs. You've seen a fey or two yourself. They're folk and not folk, wise in years and wild as children, somehow both at once. And how some love to dance and sing. Now, I've not heard from the lad, but then that was the plan, wasn't it, Captain? Well, Captain,